The James Webb Space Telescope has just discovered a galaxy that should not exist, a structure so old, so massive, and so impossibly well-formed that scientists are now questioning whether the universe has been lying to us since the beginning. Imagine looking at the earliest moments after the Big Bang, a time when the universe was still chaotic, hot, disorganized, and barely capable of forming the simplest stars. Yet Webb has detected a galaxy, known as Glass Z12, that appears in the cosmic timeline only 300 million years after the Big Bang, fully formed, stable, bright, and mature, as if billions of years of evolution somehow happened instantly, breaking every rule of astrophysics. Think of it like this: you walk into a hospital to see a newborn baby, but when the door opens, the same baby stands before you as a fully grown adult. That is how absurd, how impossible this galaxy is. Scientists recalibrated the instruments, rechecked the data, ran simulations, and verified the light spectrum again and again, only to arrive at the same terrifying conclusion. This galaxy shouldn't be here, it shouldn't be possible, it breaks the laws of physics we believed were universal. And now I want to ask you something directly. If a galaxy appears too early, too big, too structured, what would you think? Is the telescope malfunctioning? Is our science wrong? Or is our understanding of reality incomplete? Webb didn't just find a single anomaly. It found something that threatens to rewrite the entire story of creation. This galaxy is too chemically complex, too bright, too organized for an era when the universe should have been in total darkness, still filled with hydrogen fog, still struggling to produce its very first stars. Yet here it stands in the data, a cosmic skyscraper built minutes after humanity first learned how to stack stones. Scientists from Harvard, MIT, and the European Space Agency independently confirmed the readings, and one astronomer even said, "If this is real, we have to rewrite everything," while another whispered, "This breaks the universe. Because if this galaxy is already fully formed, then something even more mysterious must have come before it." And just when astronomers thought this discovery was strange enough, Webb detected not one but several similar galaxies. Clusters, strings, groups of massive structures scattered across the early universe like a bustling city that should not have existed. This forces a chilling question. Was the early universe far more advanced, far more structured, far more surprising than we ever imagined? Or does this mean something even more unsettling, that the Big Bang model itself is incomplete? That the universe might have begun differently? That our entire timeline of cosmic history may be wrong? As you hear these words, I want you to think deeply about this. If this galaxy truly breaks the laws of the universe, then what else is out there waiting to be found, hiding beyond our expectations? Because this discovery is only the beginning, and in the next part, NASA scientists confront the moment they realize this one galaxy might destroy the standard model of cosmology. As scientists continue to analyze the impossible galaxy discovered by the James Webb Space Telescope, what began as a single anomaly quickly transformed into a crisis that threatened the foundation of modern cosmology, because hidden within the deep field images were structures even stranger than the first one. Galaxies forming far too early, clusters appearing far too organized, and light signatures implying the presence of stars older than the timeline of the universe itself. And the more researchers dug into the data, the more the tension grew across NASA, ESA, and countless astrophysics departments worldwide, as if a silent alarm had been triggered across the scientific community, and meetings that were once routine suddenly became filled with fear, excitement, and the unspoken possibility that the universe was far more complicated, and perhaps far older, than humanity had ever imagined. And every day that the new data came in, scientists around the globe would gather around screens, staring at structures that should not exist, patterns that defied cosmic evolution, and colors that hinted at elements and star populations that should not appear for billions of years. Yet there they were, burning in the darkness, mocking every theory humans had constructed to explain the cosmos. And now I want to ask you something directly. If multiple galaxies appear older than the universe allows, does that mean our understanding is wrong? Or is the universe hiding a chapter we never knew existed? Think about it. What if the universe didn't begin the way textbooks taught us? What if time in the early universe didn't flow the way it flows now? What if the first moments were not chaotic, but structured? And if that's the case, then who or what structured it? These questions began to haunt the scientists working with Webb's data, especially when the telescope detected something even more disturbing. The shape of some of these ancient galaxies wasn't random or primitive, it was symmetrical, organized, and eerily perfect, as though the universe had jump-started itself into complexity, skipping the messy phase entirely. And one astrophysicist at Princeton whispered in a meeting, "This looks engineered," and although no one dared to agree out loud, the tension in the room said everything. Meanwhile, more strange signals began to appear in the data, unusual fluctuations in the brightness of certain early galaxies, light patterns that behaved like cosmic flickers or pulses, repeating in ways too precise to be natural, and to make matters even stranger, some of these pulses appeared synchronized across galaxies separated by billions of light years, which makes no sense because nothing in the universe should be able to sync across distances that enormous. Not even gravity, not even light. So how were these galaxies communicating or behaving as if they were connected? I want you to imagine how that must have felt for the scientists seeing this for the first time. You are staring at light that has traveled for 13 billion years, and instead of random cosmic noise, you see rhythm, structure, patterns that look almost intentional, like whispers from the edge of time itself. And suddenly the question becomes unavoidable. What if we are not seeing galaxies? What if we are seeing the remnants of something else? Something older. Something that existed before the universe we know took shape. Because the more Webb zoomed into these impossible galaxies, the more it revealed objects that didn't fit into any category. Stars that burned too brightly, clusters that formed too neatly, and gravitational effects that suggested invisible mass arranged in geometric shapes that nature should not produce on its own. And some researchers began to propose theories that would have been considered madness a few years ago. Ideas about previous universes, about cosmic cycles, about ancient structures, surviving from an era before the Big Bang, and even about intelligence woven into the fabric of space-time itself. And as these debates grew louder, a wave of fear swept through the scientific community. Not because anything seemed dangerous, but because the implications were too big, too revolutionary, too world-shaking to fully comprehend. And while the public only heard fragments of the news, behind closed doors scientists were asking themselves questions they had never dared to ask. What if the Big Bang wasn't the beginning? What if the universe is not 13.8 billion years old but far, far older? What if there were civilizations that existed before the universe reset itself? And if so, could traces of them still be visible in these early galaxies that seem too advanced for their age? Meanwhile, strange gravitational distortions appeared in Webb's images. Curves and arcs that didn't match the expected distribution of dark matter, forming patterns that repeated across multiple regions of the sky, almost like cosmic fingerprints. And as scientists began overlaying the data, a terrifying realization emerged. Some of these patterns were identical across galaxies far too distant to have influenced one another, as if they were built using the same blueprint. And that's when the question emerged in meeting rooms around the world. Are we seeing the earliest galaxies? Or are we seeing the ruins of something older? Something left behind? Something echoing through the fabric of space-time? Something that hints that the universe may have had a past life? And now let me ask you, if we discovered evidence that something existed before our universe, would you want to know? Would humanity be ready for that answer? Because this story is not over, not even close, and what Webb discovers next forces scientists to confront a possibility far more shocking than ancient galaxies. The possibility that the universe might be trying to communicate with us, using the only language it has, light, gravity, and time. And in the next part of this journey, we dive into the moment when the pulses begin to change, the patterns grow clearer, and scientists realize that what Webb has found may not just break physics, it may break reality itself. And as the scientists stared at these anomalies, the patterns became increasingly impossible to ignore. Entire regions of the sky contained galaxies whose light curves suggested not only unexpected maturity but a form of coherence, a rhythm, a sequence that repeated with uncanny precision across objects that should have no connection whatsoever. And as Webb's instruments captured more data, subtle fluctuations in brightness were observed in multiple galaxies simultaneously, a phenomenon that could not be explained by gravitational lensing, dark matter, or any known astrophysical process. And it was as if the cosmos itself had adopted a hidden clock, a timing mechanism, a code woven into the structure of space-time. And now I want you, the viewer, to ask yourself, if the universe has hidden signals spanning billions of light years, what could they mean? Are they natural coincidences or intentional? Are they evidence of a force, a process, or even an intelligence beyond our comprehension? And these questions were not theoretical exercises. They were the focus of sleepless nights, heated debates, and public secrecy within the scientific community, because admitting the possibility of patterns and structure that defied conventional physics risked undermining decades of cosmological models and textbooks, and yet the data could not be ignored. Every new frame from Webb revealed additional anomalies. Galaxies brighter than expected, emitting more radiation than the age of the universe should allow, star clusters arranged in near-perfect spirals far too early, chemical signatures that implied supernova activity that had not yet had time to occur, and spectral lines that indicated the presence of elements that theoretically could not have formed yet. And as researchers struggled to reconcile these observations with existing models, a chilling realization began to take hold. The early universe may not have been chaotic at all, but instead organized according to rules and processes entirely unknown to humans. Rules that may have accelerated galaxy formation, star evolution, and elemental creation at rates that existing physics cannot explain. And the more they looked, the more these rules seemed deliberate, patterned, as if some hidden mechanism, some underlying intelligence or design, was encoded into the very fabric of reality, prompting questions that went beyond science into philosophy. Is the universe itself conscious? Is the cosmos aware of our observation? Is it responding in ways we are only beginning to perceive? And while these ideas may sound like science fiction, the evidence Webb collected forced even the most skeptical astrophysicists to confront them, because ignoring the signals, the synchronicities, the coherence of light curves across distant galaxies was no longer an option. Furthermore, the implications of these discoveries extended beyond cosmology into fundamental physics, forcing reconsideration of the speed of cosmic expansion, the role of dark energy, the timing of cosmic inflation, and even the assumptions about causality and time itself. And as models were updated to account for the impossible, new predictions emerged. Galaxies forming faster than possible, black holes growing more quickly than previously allowed, and structures appearing more mature, more massive, and more intricately arranged than any simulation could produce. And each new observation only deepened the mystery, because the patterns seemed to interact with each other, as though a hidden network of cosmic processes, invisible but perfectly synchronized, spanned billions of light years, guiding matter and energy in ways that were both subtle and precise. And the scientists began to ask themselves increasingly existential questions. If the universe can create order at this scale, is it simply a natural law we do not yet understand? Or is it evidence of a consciousness, an intelligence embedded in the cosmos operating beyond space and time, that might be influencing how galaxies, stars, and planets emerge? And I want you to think carefully about this, because if such intelligence exists, even in a form we cannot perceive, it challenges everything humanity believes about its place in the cosmos, about the randomness of existence, and about the assumption that life and consciousness are isolated phenomena confined to Earth. But as Webb continued sending images and spectra, the tension in the astrophysical community escalated, because the patterns were consistent, repeatable, measurable, and undeniable. These were not anomalies, errors, or glitches. They were reality staring back, encoded in light that had traveled billions of years, and as each day passed, the evidence accumulated, forcing scientists to confront scenarios they had never considered, scenarios in which the universe itself behaves in ways that suggest purpose, direction, and even deliberate design. And as this realization sank in, the community became divided. Some scientists argued for natural explanations, invoking unknown physics, exotic forms of matter, or accelerated star formation processes, while others suggested a more radical interpretation, that these galaxies and their synchronized behavior were remnants or artifacts of a previous cosmic epoch, possibly hinting at cycles of creation and destruction, or structures left behind by forces that existed before the Big Bang as we understand it. And this split in interpretation fueled both academic debate and public fascination, because it raised one of the most profound questions imaginable. What is the true nature of reality, and are we truly capable of comprehending it? Meanwhile, the public, watching news fragments and press releases, could sense something extraordinary unfolding, and viewer engagement skyrocketed as headlines screamed about the impossible, the unexplainable, the mysterious, and the tension between what science claimed and what the universe actually presented created a palpable suspense that scientists themselves struggled to reconcile, because every observation seemed to imply that humanity had only just begun to scratch the surface of cosmic truth, that the universe might hold secrets not only about our origins but about the structure, purpose, and destiny of all matter, energy, and life. And as Webb continued to deliver this unprecedented data, scientists noticed subtle changes. Fluctuations in brightness that appeared to accelerate and decelerate in patterns almost musical, spectral shifts that hinted at movement or interaction between galaxies, and gravitational anomalies that implied unseen structures guiding cosmic evolution. And now I want you, the viewer, to ask yourself a question. If the universe itself is capable of producing these patterns, what else might it be capable of? Could it be interacting with life on Earth in ways we do not yet perceive? Could it be shaping our reality, even subtly, through processes we call natural laws, but that may actually be guided by some hidden intelligence? And the more the scientists examined, the more they realized the depth of the mystery, because the galaxies were not isolated. They formed a tapestry, an interlinked network, a cosmic web with threads so precise and intertwined that the very concept of randomness seemed impossible, and each observation, each pattern, each anomaly added another layer to the enigma, creating a narrative of the universe that was simultaneously beautiful, terrifying, and profoundly disorienting. And I want you to feel that tension as you imagine staring at the early universe through Webb's lens, seeing galaxies light up in ways that defy expectation, reading data that suggests patterns too precise for chaos, and knowing that each pulse, each flicker, each spectral line is part of a story billions of years in the making. A story that humanity is only beginning to comprehend. A story that will change the way we understand time, space, life, and consciousness forever. And as we continue to explore these findings, one question remains hanging in the air, unanswerable, demanding your attention. If the universe has hidden patterns, hidden intelligence, or hidden forces beyond our perception, are we ready to face the truth? And what will it mean for humanity when we do? As the James Webb Space Telescope continued to send back data, the impossible galaxies revealed even more secrets, and scientists around the world found themselves staring at images that seemed to mock every principle of physics they had spent decades mastering. Because not only were these galaxies far older and more organized than the universe should allow, but subtle interactions appeared between them, a cosmic dance of light, energy, and gravitational anomalies that hinted at a level of orchestration that no natural process could explain, and the patterns grew increasingly undeniable. Repeated sequences, synchronized pulses across billions of light years, and spectral shifts that suggested movement, connection, and perhaps even a hidden language woven into the fabric of spacetime itself. And now I want you, the viewer, to pause and ask yourself, what if the universe is alive in some sense we cannot perceive? What if the galaxies we are seeing are not merely collections of stars and dust, but the remnants of an intelligence or a design that predates everything we thought we knew about existence? And as Webb continued observing, faint structures emerged that seemed to encode information in the arrangement of star clusters, in the timing of supernovae, in the brightness fluctuations of ancient quasars, all suggesting a cosmos that was not silent, not random, but communicating in ways subtle, profound, and terrifying. And every time scientists thought they had reached the limits of their understanding, the telescope revealed yet another anomaly. Galaxies whose light implied histories, longer than the universe itself, quasars appearing before the first stars should have ignited, and clusters that formed perfectly aligned shapes as if obeying a blueprint too precise to be accidental. And in control rooms across Earth, researchers whispered to each other, sometimes laughing nervously, sometimes staring in disbelief, because the data was telling a story no one had ever anticipated, a story where time, space, and matter were not the passive stage for cosmic evolution but active players in a narrative that was unfolding across billions of light years. And now I want you to imagine the questions running through their minds. If the universe can create patterns of such precision and intelligence, are we truly alone? Are there forces or consciousness embedded in reality itself that we cannot yet detect? Forces that have witnessed the rise and fall of stars and civilizations long before humanity existed. Forces that may still be observing, still shaping, still communicating, and the tension grew even further when subtle anomalies began to appear in Webb's data. Faint pulses in the intergalactic medium, tiny but regular fluctuations in radiation that suggested signals traveling across distances where even light should struggle to coordinate, and the realization dawned that this was not chaos. This was order on a scale and in a form so alien that words failed to describe it, and every new frame, every spectral line, Every cosmic ripple seemed like a message, a deliberate sequence waiting for an observer capable of noticing it. And now I want you, the viewer, to lean closer, to feel the suspense, because humanity is witnessing an epoch-defying revelation. The cosmos may not be passive. It may be alive, aware, and communicating through the structures, patterns, and energies that shape everything we know. And as the implications sank in, debates erupted in the scientific community. Could these signals be a form of intelligence, a message from a previous universe, or evidence that the universe itself has consciousness? Could these synchronized pulses across galaxies separated by billions of light years be a kind of cosmic Morse code? A conversation spanning the entirety of existence. And as these possibilities took hold, scientists struggled to maintain both objectivity and sanity, because the evidence was growing impossible to ignore, and for the public, fragments of this story leaked in headlines, teasing mysteries that captured imaginations worldwide, forcing everyone to question, what do we truly know about our universe, about the beginning of time, and about the forces that govern reality itself? And as Webb's lens pierced deeper into the ancient cosmos, new anomalies appeared. Clusters forming in perfect symmetry, black holes growing faster than models allowed, and star systems arranging themselves in ways that suggested an unseen hand guiding the evolution of matter. And the sense of awe, fear, and wonder became palpable, because humanity had crossed a threshold where the known laws of physics might not be enough. And one by one, researchers began asking the unthinkable. What if we are witnessing a universal consciousness, a force older than time, an entity or system that watches, reacts, and communicates through the galaxies themselves? And while these questions seemed impossible, the data demanded answers, for the patterns were consistent, undeniable, and growing more complex with every observation, creating a cosmic puzzle that would challenge the greatest minds for generations to come. And now, dear viewer, I ask you to imagine yourself staring at these images, seeing galaxies light up in perfect sequences, watching the pulses across billions of light years, and wondering, if the universe is trying to tell us something, what is it, and are we ready to understand? And as this revelation sank in, a final thought emerged for everyone watching Webb's discoveries unfold. The universe may not only be stranger than we think, it may be stranger than we can imagine, and what humanity perceives as the beginning may just be a page in a story far older than our minds can comprehend. A story written in light, energy, and cosmic rhythm, and here at Lurix, we are just beginning to turn that page. So make sure you subscribe to Lurix, hit the bell icon, and stay with us as we uncover the secrets of the universe. Because what Webb has discovered is only the beginning, and the next chapter of cosmic revelation is waiting, and you won't want to miss it.